declare Cody Road is a happening place. Better way to visit the Buffalo Bill Museum than on your 1959 Fair Lane. Yes, sirree. Let's go in and check it out. Feather suckers. Good. Oh, this looks interesting. It's the green tree. It was an elm killed by Dutch elm disease.
And generally anything he could do to make a living for his family.
And here's a little
he built the Cody homestead.
piece of it to give you an idea of the size of it.
After the Cody home was This left William with no time for school, and he was to take on new family responsibilities. To support the family, he went to work for the freighting firm of Russell, Waddell, and Major as a wagon train messenger, taking trips to Fort Laramie and Fort Bridger, Wyoming. In 1861, when he was only 14 years old, Cody made the longest continuous Pony Express ride in the history of that great endeavor and got a lot of publicity from it. According to legend, Cody once covered 300 miles in a little over 21 hours. Cody had proven himself to be a very capable frontiersman. When William turned 18 in 1864, he enlisted in the 7th Kansas Volunteer Cavalry and served for 19 months. In 1867, the Kansas Pacific branch of the Union Pacific Railroad offered William the job of procuring buffalo meat for the construction workers who were building a new railroad across the Kansas plains for $500 a month. This job was a turning point in William F. Cody's life and set into motion what made him famous worldwide. In his first hunt, he claimed to kill 11 buffalo with 12 rifle shots, and thus William F. Cody quickly became known as Buffalo Bill.
He knew the tribe of the buffalo. He knew where they would migrate to. He knew how to find them. And the 4,200 buffalo, 4,260, whatever it was, that he was accountable for, he did kill the most buffalo with this one bet in this one gunfight. Of the two people, he killed like 65 or 69 buffalo.
Cody hunted the buffalo just like the Indian did. He hunted on horseback, riding into the herds, and shooting the animals close up. It was a far more dangerous way than the buffalo hunters that followed him. Those that came after Cody would sit down in the stand and simply shoot the beast at a great distance with powerful rifles. In April of 1872, Cody served as a scout with the 3rd Cavalry at Nebraska's Fort McPherson on the Platte River after a band of Minnetonka Sioux raided a nearby depot and stole some horses. Cody and a company of cavalry were sent to chase them. Following their trail north, Cody found the Indians camped on the South Fork of the Loup River, near today's Stapleton, Nebraska. With a sergeant and 10 men, Cody covered the south bank of the stream while the rest of the troop went north. His group closed in on the Sioux and charged, with Cody killing 1 and the troopers 2. The cavalry commander submitted the names of Cody and 3 of the enlisted men for medals of honor. General Phil Sheridan and the War Department received and approved the nominations, and the medals were mailed and awarded to the men on May 22, 1872. Going within 50 yards of an Indian camp would be a fairly difficult feat, and then leading a charge at the camp was fairly spectacular. This was not a job that Cody had to do. He was a civilian, hired to get the military from point A to point B, and if he participated into a battle of some sort, it was because of his own initiative. Long before Buffalo Bill ever dreamed of entering into show business, men were making money off of his name. In 1869, dime novelist Ned Buttline began churning out books and plays fictionalizing Buffalo Bill's frontier exploits. Buffalo Bill gained a reputation as a courageous scout and soon began to make the transition from frontiersman to showman. On July 4th, in 1882 in North Platte, Nebraska, Cody organized the Old Glory Blowout. More than 1,000 cowboys competed in events that included shooting, and bronco busting. Cody himself demonstrated how he killed buffalo. On that great day, the world's first rodeo was created and Buffalo Bill's Wild West was born. By the turn of the century, over 1 billion words had been written about Buffalo Bill in publications worldwide. According to the Rochester Morning Herald in 1879, he was considered a handsome and perfect specimen of manhood in existence. Buffalo Bill had become the most well-known American worldwide and is still revered today. Over time, the legendary stories about Buffalo Bill became bigger than life itself. To start off his Wild West Congress, Buffalo Bill would ride into the arena, tip his hat to the crowd, and proclaim,
"Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to introduce to you a Congress of the Rough Riders of the world."
The crowd would cheer, and the Wild West program would begin. The audiences were absolutely captivated by the dozens of authentic cowboys and Indians reliving adventures on the wild and untamed frontier. From the very first Wild West performances in Omaha, Nebraska in May of 1883, Buffalo Bill created a successful formula that kept audiences and critics riveted for over 30 years.
Because of his quick wit, his Wild West show, his roping, his shooting ability, him and Annie Oakley both. But if there again, the shooting ability was great because he was fast, and the way he showed his shooting ability is they throwed up glass balls. Now, it wasn't a slug that shot that glass ball. They call it birdshot. I mean, so naturally, as long as he got near it, he's going to break that glass ball. But they couldn't use a slug because the slug could have carried on, killed somebody or something further away.
Buffalo Bill's Wild West played out heroic scenarios, many based on his real exploits. He presented the American West to millions who had never seen it before, and this romanticized vision of the frontier became the world. Members of the Congress of Rough Riders would come into the arena on their horses galloping, screaming, whooping, and hollering. Audiences felt they were part of the show, and it was wonderful. Thanks to Buffalo Bill, the Wild West rode into everyone's imagination. Buffalo Bill has not been without his critics. Many have criticized him for being a showman, which is ironic. He was a showman. That's what he did. He was the greatest showman of the 19th century, but he was also a historical figure in the Western history as well. Throughout his life, people who knew Cody readily recognized him as a Western scout of consummate skill. Everyone knew who a real Western hero was, and Buffalo Bill was the real thing. He was a frontiersman, a scout, and a showman, and at each job, he was superb. But being a showman, he was the best that has ever been, and still is. After 20 years of changing conditions, Wild West Show went bankrupt in 1913. One of his final performances was in Davenport, Iowa. William F. Buffalo Bill Cody died in January of 1917 at the age of 71 from natural causes. Befitting, perhaps, for a man who had lived and seen so much. For the legend lives on at the Buffalo Bill Historical Center in Cody, Wyoming, the Buffalo Bill Museum in LeClaire, Iowa, and in the original songs of Cecil Fletcher.
Yours are kind of nice, better ones.
William F. Cody, Buffalo Bill, legendary hometown hero, Wild West. His vivid reenactments of life, plenty were accepted as fact and were handed down to generations proud of their hometown son, hero, Wild West. Buffalo Bill's parents, Isaac and Mary Cody,
Wouldn't be interested in any of this.
Ohio in circa 1840. In fact, they were amongst the first families to move to Blair. On February 26, 1846, Mary gave birth to William Buffalo Bill Cody. Buffalo Bill's father, Isaac, was a farmer, house builder, horse and cattle breeder. Generally, anything he could do to make
Oh,
money
see
for his
related
family.
news article. This is
In fact, he built the Cody homestead that still stands today near Scott County Park. After the Cody home was finished, the family returned to their home in Blair. Was a turning point in William F. Cody's life and set into motion what made him famous worldwide. Stories about Buffalo Bill became bigger.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, yeah, little GTO. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, yeah, little GTO. Yeah, yeah, little GTO. Gonna shut 'em up, put 'em down. GTO.